to smash the away day hoodoo. Which way will this one turn? Saturday afternoon in drizzly Twickenham. Perfect descriptor for a front row forward at Harlequins. Here he goes, doing hooker things. Driving to within a couple of metres. Quins parked on Newcastle's front lawn and then bashing down the threshold, and his finish.
There was an air of the inevitable about this, wasn't there? They had so much ball in the right areas of the field, making breaks.
Here's Stefan Levis, the former skipper. Maffey again hunting for a big steal. He's not getting it. Will Evans, inches in it. Porter and Green, who strolls over.
But he really doesn't have to do much here. You can see all of the Newcastle defence facing the ball, looking towards the breakdown, and that's... We'll come back to that in just a second.
Well, here he is, Marcus Smith, adding that dynamism and that pace. Options left and right. Quins have carved up the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls dehorns, and Will Porter slings it into the stands.
Watch this attack. Taken right to the line by Evans, who then finds Smith. They're those wider channels in that conversation we were just having about whether he's better at 10 or more. If you're quite happy to just rock back and sit and make your tackles using their momentum, life's going to be pretty easy.
Porter on the runaround, kicking through for Rodrigo Isco. Argentine on Argentine. Oh, Isco! How's he done that? Oh! Argentine, with the biggest wingspan in West London, has just pulled off the outrageous. Levis feeding it out. Evans, Smith, Green, and still Tyrone Green. The flight and the fight. Absolutely no business gobbling that one up.
In the corner, yeah.
Marcus Smith just pulling defenders around. Look how the Green fights to stay on his feet.
Here come the mighty Quins, searching for a first maul try of the Prem season, and finding it.
What works well, and we'd seen how that driving maul had functioned brilliantly just previously as Newcastle pulled it down, but then they're punished in their most ultimate way.
Guido Petty, who's had about 4 carries and 8 tackles in this one great snaking passage of play. Smith, there's that dummy. Cleaves is on the inside, Carr on the outside. Cleaves, handoff, stretch, try.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Marcus Smith. Just watch how he holds the ball in 2 hands here. Almost saying, I am going to pass it, no I'm not. Looks either way. He's got Carr on his outside and Cleaves on his inside. That's what makes his decision. The pace that Cleaves can inject onto the ball. If he doesn't have the ball in both hands there, Greenwood stays on him and the hole doesn't appear.
Isco, meanwhile, is loitering out the back of it. Forwards have got other ideas. Turner breaking off. Reckons he scored that. Referee agrees.
Well, certainly dotting the ball down will be waving a flag in the direction of all of that Scottish coaching team.
Round the corner they go again with Fergus Lee Warner. Leatherbarrow. McCallum. Listen to the Stoop. A roar of defiance. But it's Newcastle whose defiance yields a try.
We want to get on the road back home with a 0 on the scoreboard. We talk about Quins fighting and being proud of pitch up. So they had to see some form of response, and they've got it.
Clark to Leatherbarrow, into Marcus Smith, who clings onto an ankle. Leatherbarrow off the deck. Clark, vicious step, excellent tackle, and McCallum. Newcastle do get their second.
They're just Quins players lying in wake. Kerr, Turner and Smith. Bit of a gloss, the gloss off that 0 as Conham takes the extra 2.
Harlequins looking a lot more like themselves today. A magical masterclass from Marcus with a wry grin under the posts. He has been the architect of so much of the positivity.
Marcus, it was great to see you back out there strutting your stuff. You had a smile on your face for much of that match. How much fun did you have out there?
Yeah, it's always a special feeling playing at the Stoop. Obviously last year wasn't good enough. We had some hard conversations Wednesday, Thursday. The boys that were in on Tuesday did a lot of problem solving, and I guess that's where the Premier League is. Oh, that's where the Premiership is at the minute, and that's where we are at the minute. We're trying to search for that consistency, but to bounce back the way we did. Credit to the coaches, credit to the boys that were there Tuesday. Did a lot of the work this week alongside Snap and Jared as well. I really enjoyed playing with Jared. I thought the way he organised the field around me made my job pretty easy. So yeah, massive shout out to Jared.
Sure. The search for consistency here at Harlequins is nothing new. It's something you've been chasing for a long time. What's it going to take to find that real standard set, that stake in the ground whereby you're not dropping your standards, you're not having those fluctuations in performance?
I think it's just honest conversations day in, day out. Like you said, it's been probably an issue for longer than I've been at the club. It's been an issue for as long as I've been at the club, but even growing up watching it, it's something that we're constantly trying to look into, reasons why. If it was easy, everyone would do it, everyone would win. So yeah, like I said, I think it's getting in a room over a beer, over a coffee, and talking things through, and trying to find the reason why we want to turn up, why we want to pitch up, and playing at home. It's like you said, it's pretty easy. We've got an amazing crowd, all our friends and family here. It was a nice sunny day, a few drizzles, but playing at the Stoop is something that we all don't want to take for granted, and it's about finding that across the country.
Sure. As a playmaker, as a game driver and such a key man here, would you be quite vocal in that when it's time to have those tough conversations, time to maybe look within and reflect on what you're doing and why you're here?
Yeah, I think first thing I've learned recently is you've got to look at yourself first. I think you've got to focus on your basics. Last week I was pretty poor, to be honest. So I did a lot of reflecting and looking into my own game, and then once your actions are there, I think then you can start trying to influence the people around you, and that's something that I want to personally grow this year, and I'm very lucky I've got a brilliant group around me. The forwards today were outstanding. Forwards in this first block have been amazing. It's about us backs trying to step up now and put us in the right areas of the field to win rugby games, and like you said, yeah, I try and share my experiences that I've learned across England and different environments as well.
Jason, you talked about wanting to see the reaction from the players today. Did you get what you were after?
Yeah, definitely. I thought the first 20 minutes, our physicality was really good. I thought our attack shape in particular, full credit there to Nick Evans, he just stripped it back a little bit this week, and I thought we saw the results of that today, so that was pleasing. Probably last 10 minutes, a little bit disappointed with that, not to finish it off well, but look, all in all, we wanted the 5 points and a good performance.
Is that your stake in the ground now? I guess you could have said the same after the Saracens match, but is this the standard set and you don't want to deviate from that again and have another tricky one like Exeter?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to say yes, because that's our issue. We put a stake in the ground, and then if we drop, the stake in the ground will be after 3 or 4 good performances in a row. That's when the stake hits the ground.
You talked a little bit about the consistency. You referenced the fact it might be a longer term issue within the club. You gave us a little insight into what you were doing to eradicate those fluctuations behind training. I just want to probe a bit more about that. What kind of things, what does that look like when you're talking to the players, when you're coaching them?
Yeah, look, we reference what we call our blue line, which means when we come in on Monday, no matter the result, we just get straight back to a good mindset. We don't get too high and we don't get too low with it as well. And how we can stack our Monday to Friday. We've got to make sure that every day we're getting better, because we can't have our Monday good and then our Tuesdays poor, because then that leads into poor performance. The leadership group's been excellent. You can see them starting to mature up, but around the boys with the club as well, we just got to make sure that we're not surrounding them with that behaviour either, because that doesn't do them any good. But I'm confident if we can keep the shoulder to the wheel, we'll be able to build that consistency. I don't think it's something that hopefully we don't see each week, but there's a lot of steps in place just to achieve that.
Another excellent performance from Marcus Smith. He's really coming onto a game just in time for not just the feats that you want to see from here for Quins, but of course for the England's Autumn Nations Series window that's coming up. What conversations might you have had with Steve Borthwaite, Martin Gleeson and the England coaches around how Marcus is progressing and what they want to see from him?
Yeah, I haven't had a chat with any of the England coaches. So the thing with Smithy, it's probably, again, like everyone lauded him after Sarries and then everyone got into him last week. People will probably go back and pat him on the back today. Smithy will play well when our team plays well. So forwards won their collisions today. We won set piece. Thought Jared Evans really helped him at 12 as another ball player today. But the better our team functions, the better Smithy plays.
Alan, does it feel like one step forward, two steps back at the moment?
Yeah, I think so. I think that summarises the day, really. I think the disappointment was conceding the 5 tries in the first half. It was not good enough. There were some harsh words from the players at half time, and I always like to look for positives, and I think ultimately a positive from today was the impact of the bench. I think they actually, when they came on, in terms of showed the impact that they had, and that's probably the only positive from the game today.
What's the plan over this next little period? You've got a Prem Cup window, you've got the Challenge Cup coming up, a Prem game in the middle of it. How will you look to build on this squad, continue to grow the cohesion and try and end that win wait for a win, I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I think, as you said there, it's about the rotating the squad. I'm just thinking now in terms of a lot of the players there have played all the way through this block, and they need to rest up. And what that does is then give people an opportunity in those games that you just said, and then we've got a full squad to pick from and select from.
I'm sure it feels a bit like Groundhog Day answering these questions, as much as it does for us asking the same stuff post-match. What impact does this have on you as a coach? Is it easy to stay positive, to pick the guys up? What's it like? Take us inside the mind of a coach who's going on a journey like this.
Hey, look, ultimately it is tough, but a lot of it needs to come from the players, and they have done that the last few weeks. Obviously, as you quite rightly said, we've had some disappointments, but it's got to come from within. What we need to do is kind of have the level of consistency. You talked to a positive about the game last week, Northampton, one step forward, and what we need to do is create that certainly on our travels.